Oh my god, here it is, guys! D2, it's finally here! Hopefully they got rid of that boring, awful beta title screen with a fresh... new one? What the f- Hey guys, ANARKY bringing you the chaos. I'm here with my Destiny 2 review! Who would have thought? But yeah, it's finally coming. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe and check out some of our other video and content. Many of our commentators work very hard to create great content for you guys, and we appreciate every bit of support. Now, I know this review has been taking a little while, and that's because I wanted to get to the meat of D2. And to give you guys an idea, it is now October 25th, and I'm doing this review. So I have been waiting at least a month, pretty much, just to review this video. I wanted to get to the end game content. I wanted to get through as much of it as possible, and I'm going to give you my opinions, what I completed, what I didn't complete, how much I enjoyed it, what I think needs to be fixed, and I have an announcement at the end of the video, so please stay tuned and check that out. Thanks, guys. This is ANARKY. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Since the game was released, I've been really trying to figure out my thoughts on the game and what I actually thought of it. I've asked many people what their thoughts are. I've watched many reviews, many videos on it, figuring out what the problems, the good things, the good and bad are with Destiny 2. What did they do correctly? What did they screw up? And Bungie has done some very good things, but they did the unfortunate thing of taking 2 steps forward and 1 step backwards. That's what I would like to equivalent Destiny 2 as. Now, let's get into the campaign. Is it better than Destiny 1? Yes, it is much better, to the fact that there is an actual story, and it's not all on Grimoire cards on the Destiny website. Is the story good? Is it good on its own? Like, not compared to Destiny 1's campaign. I don't believe it is that great. When I first played it, I liked it, but I only liked it because it wasn't Destiny 1's story. It was a story. Having had time to process the story, I have felt that I really do not like it. It's okay. It's not awful, don't get me wrong. There's a story. But Gary, as a villain, I do not care about. We don't get any flashbacks or reasons why Gary wants the light. We get a little bit of conversation between the two Cabal, but that's about it. I don't really care about Gary as a villain. He's just not an interesting villain, and he's not built up enough. Maybe if we knew him from the past Destiny, or if he had flashback scenes, and he didn't have to have a cutscene with this stupid emblem every time. Like, how do you not know that's the villain? I don't understand that. Then maybe I'd like him more. He's just not built up enough to be a threat, in my opinion. And that's one of the biggest problems with the campaign itself. Another big problem I find is the fact that you're just another cog in the system in this game. Listen, I'm going to ask you guys a very quick question. Do you play Battlefront 2 to play a random clone trooper with a loadout? Or do you play Battlefront 2 to play one of the heroes, one of the Jedis or Siths? Why would you want to play as a random clone that doesn't talk and is just a faceless person? And that's what our character is in the game. He's not a really big character. He doesn't represent a very big goal because there's millions of other Guardians in the world that can do his job. He's just there. And there's no point, there's no significance to him. In Halo, Master Chief is the last Spartan left, which is what made him such a cool character and an exciting character and made the game exciting as a whole. I just don't see that in Destiny 2. And they try a little bit, but they never go far enough for me to really care. They had the whole you are the only Guardian with your powers left, but other than that, I really just don't care. Anyways, guys, I would like to show you guys something that I really do love from Destiny 2, which is some of the skyboxes and one of my favorite parts of one of the levels in the game. I just found this part of the level beautiful and breathtaking. So I'm going to let the audio play, show you guys the scene, and you guys enjoy. I feel Bungie needs more of that, more of the wildlife, to make the planets feel more alive. I don't feel the planets are really alive. All there is on the planets are the enemy. There's no wildlife, no wild animals. The dogs are a nice touch, but they're not that great. They're not enough to seal the deal. The sea creature is a perfect example of what I want to see Bungie do. It's an example of their creativity and how much fun they can have with it. And I don't feel like they do that all the time. The mission structure in Destiny 2 is okay. It's not horrible. It gets bland and repetitive at some points, but it does get fun when you have to do tank missions or, boarding the ship to destroy the weapon that'll destroy the sun. Can't remember what the name of it is. That was one of my favorite missions, along with the mission I just showed you, because of the sounds and the look of it and the art style. It's just beautiful. The art style in Destiny 2 is still beautiful, so if you love the art, you're going to love it in this game. So the ending of the campaign is, it's not amazing. They at least bothered to show your character off in the final cutscene, thank God. But it's just kind of, we kind of get to the exact same spot we were at the end of Destiny 1. Doesn't feel like we really went anywhere, went on a journey. Yeah, the tower looks different. Yeah, there's an extra character, but we don't know anything about Hawthorne at all. Besides the fact that she has a bird, doesn't like Guardians, and loves ponchos. That's literally it. It doesn't feel like we've evolved as a character, and that's one of my biggest problems. I feel like I'm the exact same character I was in Destiny 1 with slightly different armor and weapons. That's it. My character doesn't feel like he's learned anything, gotten better, gotten more skilled. I mean, like, he has the same subclasses, same abilities as Destiny 1. He looks the exact same with that awful character creation mode. And that's my biggest problem with the campaign, is it just doesn't impact the world, in my opinion, enough. I'm not saying I want, like, a sudden destroying weapon, which, by the way, they do have. But I'm saying I want it to feel epic. That's what made the Halo games so great. And that's what I was hoping from with Destiny 1 and 2. Is that they would make the world feel epic and what you had to do in the campaign story. Epic. I want to feel like I'm doing something that no one else could do. The whole point of going into video games is to be something we're not. Have fun. Let our imaginations run wild. What we want to be the hero? Well, we go play and be the hero. It's another outlet if you don't just want to read about heroes like in comic books and watch movies about them. If you want to play them, that's what video games are for. And I just don't feel like Bungie is really tapping into that. They're really holding back. I feel like just another nameless soldier, and that's about it with it. I want excitement. I want to feel like the earth-shattering campaign. I want a story that makes me go, whoa, this is so intense. I want to be shaking at the final mission, like when I played Kingsfall Raid. I want that kind of experience, and Bungie just isn't providing it, and they're failing. And I don't think their DLCs will help. I honestly don't. I think it'll be about the same as the old DLCs from Destiny 1. Does that mean the game is bad? No, definitely not. Strikes in this game. Destiny 2 strikes are better than Destiny 1 strikes, in my opinion. I think they have slightly better mechanics. I wish they had strike scoring, though, and I wish they had the chest at the end with the exclusive weapon and armor piece. This is what I mean, where Bungie takes 2 steps forward and 1 step backwards. They bring in these better mechanical strikes with these cool bosses that you have to change element or run through laser beams and try and not get killed. Stuff like this, which is cool, but then they take out the exclusive gear chest that you could unlock. Like, why? And they take out strike scoring, the one thing that they added in for Daybreak and stuff, which was such a cool idea to make strikes competitive and fun and see how high of a score you could get. They take that out. That's a big thing for PvE players because it's kind of a fun thing. It's like if you played multiplayer and they took out scoring for multiplayer. What would be the point? I think it was just kind of a fun little add-in that they added for those PvE players that play nothing but PvE because that's all they like and all they want to play because they're not fans of PvP. And I can respect that, and I'm upset for them because I was looking forward to strike scoring, and I thought it was a cool idea from D1. But they take it out, and I don't understand why they do this. Bungie is shooting themselves in the legs while trying to repair the game that they broke in the first 2 years of Destiny. And I don't understand why. For example, the Mida multi-tool. Perfect example. When it was brought into Destiny Year 2, it had high caliber rounds, which were good for PvE, but not good for PvP. So what did they do? They nerfed it. I know everyone's heard this story and stuff. But then in D2, they bring it back. I don't understand why, but they do. Here is what I would suggest for the Mida quickly. Just to because everyone's going to want my opinion on it and stuff, clearly. I'm going to suggest that you just make it so it doesn't affect PvE. Make it so high caliber rounds don't activate in PvP. They don't work in PvP. There's no high caliber rounds on Mida. That way it's balanced. But in PvE, there's high caliber rounds so people can still use it for PvE. Because once they were taken off at D1, the Mida multi-tool wasn't used for PvE events anymore because that was the whole point of adding high caliber, was it so it could be useful in PvE. So just take them, make it so they don't work in PvP. The thing I would like to briefly go over is the weapon customization, armor customization in this game. I think it is pretty much gone from what it was becoming in Destiny 1. I think Destiny 1 was taking a step in the right direction, and now it's just become, predictable cookie cutter weapons. Why is it we can't customize our own weapons? I'm going to be showing you guys an example. I did boot up Destiny 1 just to prove my point. So hopefully you guys like that and check this out. One of the biggest problems I've found in D2 is the fact that there's no customization on the gun. I'm okay with not having to level them up, that's fine, but there's no choice anymore to what we want to run and how we want to use it. I thought Bungie was taking a step in the right direction when they introduced the Kvostov, this weapon. I know it was a failure, but it was a good concept. The idea of this rifle could be many things. It could be an auto rifle, pulse rifle, and scout rifle, and I don't want them to go that far. But I'm saying, what if we got the Scathlock and we could change it from 450 to 600 to 700 RPM? And you could change the perks varying that. And that way they wouldn't have to make duplicates with different damage types like the Call to Serve and the Haunted one from the Haunted Scout Rifle from Dead Orbit, which look exactly the same but completely work differently. That way you can have something like a Call to Serve be a 200 rounds RPM per minute Scout Rifle, 180 RPM Scout Rifle, or 150 RPM Scout Rifle. You could choose, and then you could choose perks varying that. I think that'd be great for customization, individuality, because not every person likes the same fire rate of weapons. Some people like the heavier scout rifles like Alcatraz. Some people like the fast firing scout rifles like I do. And choice is what we like. Like, for example, I love the look of the Call to Serve, but I wish it was a 200 round or 260 round RPM scout rifle. It is not, so I'm stuck with this 180 scout rifle that I absolutely love the look of, and I don't really want to use something like the Black Scorpion because it doesn't look as cool as the Call to Serve. I like the look of the gun, but I just don't like the feel of the gun. And if we were able to choose that feel of the gun and which way it fired and what perks went with it, that'd be amazing. I'm not saying add reroll a perk reroll system or anything like that. I'm just saying give us options with our weapons. I want my sniper to be able to switch RPM. Imagine if you could switch the RPM of your sniper. You find a really cool looking sniper that you absolutely love the look of, like the Widow's Bite or the Copperhead. But then you find out it's in the fastest rate sniper and it's pretty much useless for the raid. This completely ruins any idea of having fun with certain weapons that may not be as good. Similar to pulse rifles, the Graviton Lance is one of the most underused pulse rifles ever. Imagine if you could change the fire rate to a faster fire rate pulse rifle, or if you could change a slow firing hand cannon to like the Bad News to something with a fast fire rate, but the perks obviously change up. I think that'd be an interesting idea, and I think it could work in concept. Obviously don't have it in the competitive modes, but maybe for just the quick play and normal PvE events, it would bring some excitement in because you could try it differently. I always thought the Last Word, one of my favorite hand cannons ever, should be able to switch between single fire and rapid fire for PvP and PvE, because I've always been told, oh, the Last Word isn't good in PvE because it fan fires and you waste so much ammo. What if you could change it to the first curse type fire rate or medium fire rate, that where it's just single shot? That'd be interesting, just for PvE events and PvP events. This is just my thoughts on it. You guys can like, agree, or dislike. Let me know what you guys think of it. I'll probably talk about it a lot more when I do a video later on, but just kind of some brief thoughts. Alright. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to finish the raid. I just haven't gotten to finish the raid yet. I've been busy with videos and stuff, and I tried doing the raid, and it was just so annoying, and it's just so annoying trying to do the raid for the first time, And I did get to play a bit of it, and it was okay. But it was nothing like the old raids. I didn't enjoy it as much, and I've been watching reviews on the raids. And I'm not going to talk too much about them because I did not finish it, but from what I've heard, the raids just aren't as special as they used to be. And that's really a downer, and that really sucks, and I really hate to hear that. But hopefully Bungie can fix, future raids. And Bungie, for God's sake, add prestige weapons. Please, and actually give the raid weapons and armor's purpose to being raid weapons and armor. People are working their hearts out to get this gear and stuff, and there's nothing special about them like in Destiny 1. Again, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The raids have matchmaking, and you can join in now, and you can definitely, it's easier to do the raids. But, of course, the gear doesn't matter now. Like, why? People work so hard to do the raid, and yet the gear just doesn't mean anything. There's no point. You can have a raid rocket launcher or shotgun or anything, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't You might have not even gotten it because you can get a free luminous engram if one of your clanmates completes the raid, which will give you raid gear. I'd be okay with the gear if it was just normal like Crucible or Vanguard gear with a high light level, but no, it's raid gear. So someone who's using a raid rocket launcher didn't even have to go through the raid, which is completely awful and ruins the whole point of the raids. Some people work their hearts out to go through this raid, and they don't even. And then someone else could just literally log into their account and get the exact same weapon at the exact same light level, and that doesn't seem fair and balanced to me. I want to touch it upon PvP because that's where I spend most of my time. I've always been the PvP guy. I enjoy the competitive multiplayer. I love storytelling, but for video games, I always log on to beat the multiplayer. And the reason why is because once you beat a good campaign, I don't really want to replay it. Even if at a harder difficulty or anything, once I've enjoyed that story, I'll maybe play it a second time, but I don't like replaying stories. I just don't. I like experiencing it for the first time and then being done with the story. Moving on to PvP, raids, strikes, all that fun stuff. But for me, PvP has always been a big thing for me. I enjoyed Destiny 1's PvP, running around with my last word and Steel Piercer Sniper, just destroying people. And I was one of those guys that, used the last word in Sniper. And I absolutely loved the last word. It was one of my favorite weapons. So when Destiny 2 was announced, I got very excited. The PvP is pretty good. I have some gripes with it though. The fact that 6v6 has been taken out is absolutely awful, and the competitive mode just isn't that much fun for me. I haven't enjoyed it, and I haven't really gone into it just because it's not very fun for me. I think quick play should be a bunch of actual party modes, not just like 3 game modes. Good job, Bungie. And it should be 6v6 game modes. I think, and then competitive should be 4v4. Because right now, the quick play is very sweaty. And if you don't know what I mean by sweaty, I mean competitive. You can't really go in there solo queuing and have fun. You can go in there and still win games once in a while, because I do it all the time. But it's just not as much fun as, say, some 6v6 random game modes. I just find them way more fun, and I don't find myself just relaxing and playing PvP. I find myself having to focus and try really hard to win games and just get challenges complete. I'm okay with competitive mode being in there, and I'm okay with them balancing it for competitive mode. But for quick play, you could separate it from quick play, and so that more casual players who just want to get their stuff done and get out of there could go in, jump in, have a little bit of fun, and maybe they'll play it more often when they don't even have to do challenges. I think that's a better way of looking at it. And I am enjoying some of the weaponry. I mean, like, some of the weaponry is obviously, there's going to be a favorite weapon. One thing I would like people to look at and stop doing is always asking things to be nerfed. I get that the Mida is powerful, and I get that everyone just wants high caliber rounds is gone, and I did too at times when I'm getting killed by it. But there's other ways of looking at situations. How about instead of nerfing all the auto rifles to the ground and scout rifles, fast firing scout rifles to the ground, we buff pulse rifles, so pulse rifles get more of a chance to stand out. Yeah, we could change the high caliber round slightly on Mida. Sure, let's go for it. But why keep nerfing everything into the ground? It's fun to have some powered weapons, and I understand that, Mida and Uriel's Gift and The Last Hope are powerful. But that's only because other weapons aren't as strong as it. If you were to buff pulse rifles, which are, by the way, sucking right now along with hand cannons, they're not that great either, then you would probably help increase the variety of weapons. If you nerf everything, then no one's going to want to use everything, and the strongest thing are going to be the abilities, like in Destiny 1. That was a big case in Destiny 1. Everything got nerfed to a point where it was like, well, that's not really useful anymore. And that's, it's okay, I guess. Yeah, that's my kind of thoughts on it. I would love to go more in depth with it. Supremacy needs to be put in a separate playlist because I absolutely can't stand it in any shape, way, or form. It's absolutely awful, and it infuriates the hell out of me completely. I hate the fact that Rumble's gone. I absolutely loved Rumble. I loved running in there with my last word and slaying. It was amazing, and it's gone now, and that upsets me a lot. Anyway, so they need to bring back all their game modes. I'm gonna give my quick review, and then I'm gonna give my announcement. So, what is my review for this game? I have been watching review after review, trying to figure out what it's gonna be, and I didn't want this review to drag on too long. I hope it hasn't. I think I think I'm going to give it a 6.7 out of 10. I think it deserves a 6.7. I absolutely love the PvP despite its flaws. I don't mind the PvE. I've never been a huge PvE guy for Destiny. I love the PvP more. But I don't know. The campaign, I feel like it could be better. And I feel like the game overall could be better. And this kind of leads into my announcement that I will be restarting my series of how to make Destiny better with how to make Destiny 2 better. There was a little Easter egg at the beginning of the video. If you guys have seen my first video on how to make Destiny better, now that I'm fresh and I'm coming into Destiny fresh, if you guys have been watching the videos, our channel came up as Destiny was pretty much ending. It was like right before the Rise of Iron, or right as the Rise of Iron was starting, and it was too late. And now that I have the channel set up and the channel's here, I'm going to start the series right from the beginning, and I'm going to start going into it. I'm not going to do another title one, and I'm not going to do another character customization one. That is still all applies. Maybe some little things. I'm going to go into the story because I'm rewriting lore and stories. I'm going to be rewriting and redoing tooling things, just how I would do it or how to fix it in general. I'm not saying Bungie has to do this. I'm not saying they're incompetent. I'm just saying this is what I would have done with it, or how I think it should be handled. You guys are welcome to like, dislike this video. If you guys liked my ideas and want to hear some more of them, please like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what topics you guys would like me to talk about with how to fix Destiny, and just in general with Chaos Gaming here, the playlist. I run the Chaos Gaming part, and I hope you guys enjoy all my content. If there's something you don't enjoy, please let me know down low, like an actual conversation. We can have a conversation about it. Thanks, guys. I'm ANARKY, bringing you the chaos.